Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. As you can see, looking straight in front of you, you can see exactly what we are going to review today, and this is a brand new Jurassic World blue Velociraptor figure, and this is not made by Mattel like all the other figures that I've been reviewing. This one is made by Sega, and it is a Japanese figure, and one of the coolest and most interesting aspects of it, that actually leads me to two conclusions, is that this is a figure from Japan that you find in claw machines. So, if this is the kind of figures that you get in claw machines, this is the kind of stuff in general that you get in claw machines in Japan, one, they get way cooler stuff than we get here in the United States, and two, I need to move to Japan because this figure is beautiful, absolutely incredible, and I dare say that this is probably the best Velociraptor blue figure that we have gotten, period, ever. In my opinion. This thing is just ridiculously incredibly nice, absolutely beautiful, so let's take a closer look at it. So looking here up at the face, you can just see the sheer detail. The sculpt work is just off the charts on this thing. For something that is just a figure in a claw machine in Japan, it is incredible. The eyes are painted very, very nicely, no sloppiness whatsoever. I know in the movie the paint job on this isn't exactly faithful to the film, is the only, I guess, downside to it, because the raptor in the movies has more like red in with the yellow of the eye, and this one only has yellow on the eye, but it's still not bad. But as you can see, that the paint is applied beautifully. There's no sloppiness at all around the eye. The eye has a very nice gloss, so you can see as I turn it here, so it looks very alive, very real. The teeth are sculpted very nicely. The bottom jaw looks like they're kind of sculpted together, but a lot of the teeth in the top kind of appear, although they're not exactly, but they appear to be sculpted individually, but they are connected. It's just a little higher up at the top. You can't really notice it so well, but I think the teeth look really nice as well. The inside of the mouth has a nice realistic color on it, a very beautiful gloss applied. You can see even the detail on the top of the mouth there is really staggeringly nice. In fact, the detail on the tongue, can't see it too well on the camera, but you can see it as I turn it a little bit. There is just insane amounts of detail even on the tongue. How can you find so much ways to put detail on a tongue? Even in here, on the inside, that skin flap on the inside of the mouth, look at that detail in there. So they've gone the extra mile, completely extra mile on the sculpt of this thing. Everything is so perfect on the face. The nostrils are sculpted nicely. Just getting a close look at it. You can see the insane amount of detail on this. The blue stripe doesn't look perfect, as you can see. It doesn't look bad by any means, and this is actually a figure that I'm heavily considering rebuying and trying to give it a more realistic paint scheme, because I can't imagine how nice this thing would look if it had a more realistic paint scheme. I actually want to buy a couple of them, buy enough to paint one of each raptor that is in all the films, just so I can have such a beautifully sculpted version of each raptor from each of the Jurassic Park films. You can see that right here behind the head there is a seam, but there are a few seams on this body, but they're nothing terribly distracting because there's not a huge gap in them, but you can notice the seam. Like under the underside of the head here, you can really notice it quite well. But again, even on the underside, the detail and sculpt work of all the scales is beautiful. You can see some skin folds right here in the neck. They also look very good. You can even see some of the creases of the skin as we come down along the neck. Then we get down into the arms. It's a beautiful muscle tone in the arms. Another crease right here where the arm connects to the body. But again, as you can see, it doesn't look terrible. And then the arms are sculpted perfectly, in my opinion. Look at the hands, look at the sculpt work on these hands. That's incredible. Just the little scales and everything all over the place. It's hard to see, but even the palms of the hands are sculpted really nicely. The nails are painted perfectly. No sloppiness whatsoever in the way the nails are painted. And they also have a very nice gloss. You can see they shine. So there's a gloss in the nails, make them look very real as well. Some more beautiful skin, some skin folds and skin flaps just kind of hanging here. Get a close-up look here at the sculpt work. Well, if my camera will focus. There we go. Look at the tiny scales all over the place. Incredible, incredible work. Like, look right down here in the knee area. That knee is sculpted so beautifully. And you can really see some very nice muscle tone. Musculature here in the leg. Another one of those creases that I was mentioning, but again, it doesn't look terrible. Beautiful calf muscles, and as I mentioned previously, the knee. Coming down here into the foot. Look how insanely nice that foot is. Sculpt work is beautiful. And again, the nails are painted in a beautiful gray, glossy look. No sloppiness on the nails of the feet either. Just pure beauty all around. And then here is another seam here in the tail. And that's because actually the dinosaur comes with the tail disconnected. So you have to put the tail on. You can see here, you just pull the tail right off. And then right here, you can see it says Universal Studios, and then it says Sega from China. So it's made in China, but I believe they're sold in Japan. I could be wrong. Pretty sure these are claw machine figures that I have heard that they're sold as claw machine figures in Japan. So I'm pretty sure that is correct information. You can see some more nice skin folds down here in the tail. And the sculpt work, look at all those beautiful scales. The whole length of this insanely long tail. So the paint of the blue on the side isn't bad at all, and especially if you take a step back, that looks really, really nice. And they did get this correct, where the blue is on the eye, over the eye. It comes in the real, on the real film, the dinosaur has the blue come a little under the eye, I believe. And on this side, it does stop short before the eye, so they did get that correct. Even when I actually repainted a figure as blue, I didn't even get that correct, because at the time I wasn't really aware of that. But I am noticing that now. It's one of the things I look for on all figures that are blue, pretty much. But they did do a good job on that. They did get that correct. So overall, it's really, really beautiful. Everywhere you look, the sculpt work is just incredible. Again, over here, beautiful skin folds in the back of the neck here where the jaw connects. You can see some skin folds in there, hiding behind that beautifully sculpted Velociraptor arm. And again, that seam where the tail connects. And even on the underside, detail and sculpt work is really top notch. So everything about this is just beautiful. And as you may have noticed, there is this little hole right here, and that is because it comes with this base that you can stand her on, and it has a beautiful Jurassic World logo right there. You can see that this is a very nicely made base, very beautifully done, and it comes with a peg. You take this little peg, you just slide it into this little hole right here, and then you match up the hole with the chest, slide it in there, and she stands beautifully. For a size, from head to tail, you are looking at 10 inches, almost on the dot there, so about 25, almost 26 centimeters. And then for a height of just the raptor on the base, about 4 inches for the head. If we go from the bottom of the ground here to the tail, you're looking at about 5 inches. And as far as the base goes, the width is about 4 inches and length is about 6 inches almost. So very, very nicely sized. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex. So you can get a very good idea of the sheer size of this beautiful Velociraptor blue figure right there with the Tyrannosaurus standing right next to it. So undoubtedly, in my opinion, this is the best Velociraptor blue figure that we have gotten, which is, it's even better than the Mattel figures, which they're really nice themselves, but this thing is just incredible. Now, I know there are a few other, like, I don't own the Chronicle one because that one's not even out yet. The Chronicle one is a statue, pretty much, and then there's also a Prime 1 statue of Blue coming out as well, so those ones will probably be a little better than this. But as far as a smaller figure goes, this thing is just off the charts awesome. I believe there's one by a company called Ben Presto out there, but honestly, I think this one looks better than that one does, because that one just for some reason looks a little iffy with the sculpt, but maybe that's one I just have to see in person. I don't know if I'm going to actually get that one or not, but this one is just amazing in my opinion. I truly love this figure, and as I mentioned previously, I'm definitely highly considering buying a few to repaint because of how nice it looks. This line of Jurassic World figures also has a Tyrannosaurus Rex and a Mosasaurus coming out that are just like this. I believe they're about the same size, and I am just so psyched to see those in person. Once they do come out, I will be ordering those as well. Unfortunately, they are not released yet, or at least they haven't shown up yet on AliExpress where I purchased this one. There was somebody that was putting them up for pre-order on eBay, but those ones were a little bit too high priced for me. I think they were charging about $35 with shipping, or plus shipping actually. And this one here I only paid about 20 bucks for, so I'm kind of gonna just wait it out, hold out for an AliExpress seller to sell it, and see if I can grab one on there. But if you do want to buy this guy, and I 100% recommend it, I will link you guys in the description straight to where I purchased it on AliExpress, so you can grab one for yourself, because this is pure beauty and its finest form of Jurassic World figures. An absolutely fantastic Velociraptor blue figure. So go ahead, click that link, buy this, and you will not regret it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.